it's Jessica here again, and I'm going to teach you another way to love your leftovers. This week after Thanksgiving, it's a great time to use up all of that stuff that's kind of hanging around after Thanksgiving. Maybe it's not as good as it once was. So we want to take it and kind of give it a new lease on life, freshen it up, and one great way to do that is to make a pasta salad. So pasta salads are a great canvas to mix in basically anything you have. So you can kind of clean out your fridge, clean out your pantry, mix in a lot of things into that pasta salad, and it's going to be pretty delicious. So what we're going to start with is the staple of turkey leftovers, shredded turkey breast. Leftover white meat can get really dry. So a great thing to do is to sort of mix it in with some dressing. Now if you have gravy hanging around, turkey and gravy always plus. But let's say maybe you use all your gravy, maybe you didn't make any gravy this year. You can always use different kind of sauces. With our leftover turkey, what we're going to do is we are going to shred it up. So if you've got turkey breast that's like a whole turkey breast, you can take that and start shredding it. This would even work with like a rotisserie chicken or some leftover chicken. Chicken and turkey are pretty interchangeable in a lot of recipes like this, especially when you're swapping white meat for white meat, dark meat for dark meat. We've got our leftover turkey meat right here. It's already shredded. Whoop, whoop. So what I'm going to do is throw that in the bowl. So I would say we're probably looking at a couple cups of shredded meat. So depending on how finely it's shredded, how small it's chopped up, that kind of thing, you can kind of get away with basically any amount that you're wanting to use up. Another great thing to do with the shredded leftover turkey is to make kind of a chicken salad style thing and sort of use that like mayo-based dressing with the shredded turkey. You could put in apples, you could put in grapes, all different kinds of things. So I'm going to say this is probably cup and a half, so I'm going to get a little bit more, and I'm going to get it really, really shredded in there because we want it to be very salad-like, very like homogeneous, evenly mixed so that all of our parts are getting all of the flavors that we've got going on here. You can always take leftover turkey and make a sandwich, but I feel like we need a video for that, so we're going to do something a little bit different. So our pasta salad is going to start out with leftover turkey that is all shredded up. So our second ingredient is something that I always end up with a lot of leftovers of because a lot of times you buy celery to do one thing with, right? And then you're left with this much celery at the end. And you go, maybe I don't love celery and I don't know what to do with this. So a pasta salad or a soup or something like that is a great way to use up celery. So for this, we're going to use our celery that maybe we have left over because maybe we put it in our stuffing. And when your table moves, cutting is really an adventure. So, we're going to just kind of cut these into like little half moons. You just want to keep moving your hand back away from your knife. Always be safe. Just keep your hand roll up and cut nice and slow. So we just cut our celery into these nice sort of half moon shapes. It's cute, and this is what celery does on its own. So isn't that nice? That it gets cute for us already. So I would say this is a couple of palmfuls of celery, so probably right around a cup of chopped celery. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there. If your celery gets really big at the bottom, because it's obviously like smaller at the top of the stalk, bigger at the bottom of the stalk, if the bottom of the stalk is really huge, you can cut those pieces in half too, because you want them to be basically the same size, so you're not getting like a big hunk of celery or any of that kind of stuff. So we want to make sure our celery is nice and broken up, mixed in with our turkey, nice and homogeneous. We're going to give it a lot of stir here in a minute too. So we've got that. So then, for pasta salad, as you know, you have to have pre-cooked pasta. This actually only microwaves for a minute and then it's done. Then we threw it in the fridge so it was nice and cold. So when we put in our pasta salad, it does not heat up our other ingredients. So we've got our cold shredded turkey, we've got our cold celery. We don't want to put hot pasta in there. So this is really simple. It doesn't have any kind of sauce on it. It's got like a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of salt. So obviously you're going to want to season things to taste. So I'm going to get my big spoon. I'm going to start mixing around. I like to mix as I go. So right now I'm looking at this and this seems kind of tasty. It's got like some really tasty elements, but we've got white meat turkey, which is the most boring part of the turkey, right? We've got some plain pasta and we've got some celery, which is arguably one of the most boring vegetables. So we want to spice things up with some kind of sauce. So what kind of sauce do we want to put in there? There are a million options. So basically any kind of sauce that you have hanging around that you think would go well with turkey is going to be cool. What we've chosen today is a very family-friendly honey mustard dressing. Everybody pretty much likes honey mustard dressing, and it's very kid-friendly. So it's got a lot of sweetness. It's not too, tangy, but it's got a little bit of tangy, which is pretty nice. It's great for basting meat, especially pork. Pork and mustard love each other, so that's a great one. But turkey and mustard love each other too. So we're going to put our turkey and mustard together today. Now, if you think that you might want your dressing to be a little bit thicker, you can always add a mayo or a sour cream or a Greek yogurt, something like that to kind of thicken it up. Honey mustard goes well with turkey. So pasta is really neutral. People a lot of times forget that pasta is basically bread. So you can put a lot of flavors with it, and it's really yummy. So I'm going to add a little bit at a time just to kind of get everything coated. So I'm going to add a little bit, mix it up. We don't want it to be saucy. We want it to coat our pasta. We want it to coat our turkey. We want it to get everything kind of mixed in there together. For what it's worth, I actually like things a little bit saucy, so I'm going to add a little bit more. So not just a ton more. So I would say overall we probably added half a cup of that dressing. But mostly you want to add it until everything's coated. And if it starts to get looking too saucy, you stop. So this would be a great lunch to take with you when you go back to work on Monday after Thanksgiving. So you could kind of pack this up in your lunchbox. You don't have to worry about refrigerating it. So we've got our turkey and celery and pasta with a honey mustard dressing. If you wanted to add chopped tomatoes, if you wanted to add chopped zucchini, anything that you could eat raw, you could definitely throw in there. And so what I'm going to do is just try a bite of this because I think it's going to be really good. And it's got a lot of variety. So we've got kind of that soft pasta. We've got the chewy turkey. It's got that like nice meaty chew. And then we've got our crispy, cool celery with our tangy, sweet honey mustard sauce. So once we try it, I think it'll be really tasty. Let's see how it goes. So that's pretty much what I expected it to be. Try to get a little bit of everything in each bite. So the pasta really helps fill it out. You can obviously just do turkey and vegetables with this sauce, and that would be pretty tasty too. But the pasta really helps kind of stretch it, make it feel more like a meal. Whether they're Thanksgiving or not, anytime you end up with leftover food, cook some pasta, let it cool, throw it in there, mix it up. Get creative. You can definitely do a lot of different things with pasta salad. So until next time, keep loving your leftovers, figure out new ways to put a spin on them, enjoy your pasta salad. I'll see you guys next time.